Hey guys, hi, I am Jo with Click to Restore and I am live on the Redesign with Prima page with you all. So say hi as you hop on and let me know if the Facebook is acting right and you can watch me. Okay, so today what are we gonna do is do some stenciling and do a transfer, both together, okay? And we will try to make a wood sign. So if you are joining me, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Like I said, I am Jo with Click to Restore and I am a Redesign with Prima brand ambassador. And I was supposed to be live yesterday, but because of the school starting, I was hooked up, so I'm here today. So today we are going to make a wood sign like you see here. So this is a wood board that I have painted white and it has a crackle effect. Do you see the crackle here? So I wanted to achieve a look for a very natural looking wood sign. So I did a crackle effect here and now I'm going to do some stenciling and some transfer. Hey Roz! Hey guys! Let us know where you're watching from. Roz is here to answer any question that you may have. So let's begin. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this camera down so you can see what I'm working on. Okay, so let's focus on the on what we are going to do. So what I'm going to first start with is this stencil. This is a large 3D stencil from Redesign with Prima and it is called, I don't know even how to pronounce, Pochoirs plantilis. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but forgive me if I'm not. So this is a large size, 15.5 inches by 28 inches. This is the stencil that I am going to use to create a little pattern or design, let's say, on this wood sign. So I'm just going to place it right here and I'm using the flat tipped brush from Redesign with Prima. It comes in a set and individually, so you can order from there. And I highly recommend that when you are using your stencils, you use the flat tip brush because that prevents any smudges or leaks. So say hi, let us know where you're watching from. Roz is here to answer any questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to align this in the center so that the design comes on straight. So I think it's all set and I am going to, since I'm doing a very farmhouse kind of a chippy sign, I'm going to be using this color. It's a Dixie Belle color. It's Savannah Mist and this is how I'm going to do these stencils. So once I finish doing this stencil, what I do is I go and just put this stencil in the bathtub with some water. I'll soak in there and let it sit for 5 minutes. And then I will take a brush and just take off the paint. So this will be as clean. So if you see, I'm laying heavier at some areas and I am going and brushing lighter on some and running my brush where I painted because I want really distressed kind of a worn out kind of a look. So I'm just going lighter on my brush and very little paint. You see a tiny bit of paint on the brush and I'm just going, hey Dana, hey Ginger, hey Angela, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I wanted to show you something fun. So you see this is a very thick stencil and I haven't put any glue under it. I've just placed it on this stencil and I am just stippling the paint. So when you stipple the paint, there are very least chances of the paint seeping through the stencil. I hope you can watch it, see it clearly and I'm audible. Just let me know if it's not audible or visible. I will try to adjust the camera. So see, I'm just going to rub it, drag my brush, and this pattern I want it very hazy, natural kind of, because I want the chippiness to show through. So for chippiness, I've just put some crackle from Dixie Belle and the white paint and let it sit, and it crackled like in few hours. So I had this crackle look and now I'm going to stencil and then put a transfer that is a farm fresh transfer from Redesign with Prima. So if you hear my boys screaming behind, you'll have to bear that sound because we just got done with the first day of our school. And I had a kindergartner and a third grader today, so I was sitting whole day in front of the computer with them, and I did kindergarten once again, so it's gonna be like this for a year. I'm sure you guys have started school as well in different states. I think most of us have started the school. So I know stencil take much more time, but it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty wood sign that you are gonna see once we are done. So you can create your own wood signs and something different, something unique. So if you have any question, let me know. We start next week. Yes, we start next week. The sneak peeks, oh my gosh, this year, this season, I mean, the transfers are really beautiful. You have to buy them and use them. We are so excited to do the reveal next week, and different kinds and styles of transfers. We are coming out with those. So are you excited? Because we are already working for the sneak peeks. So as I'm finishing this stencil, I'm sure this part is already drying, so I can immediately start on with the transfer, so we don't have to wait. So a quick and easy peasy live. So I've been wanting to try this kind of a wood sign for some time, and I'm so happy that I got to do it with you guys. So I put the crackle last night, I put the paint this morning, and it's all ready. I'm just going and brushing my brush doesn't have any paint, it's all dry. So I'm going to lift this ready. Look, isn't it beautiful? So see the crackle, you can still see the crackle here, and you can see the stencil, no smudges. And there is no adhesive underneath, and there are no smudges. It looks much more grayer on the camera, but it is more blue. Like you can see this color, it's more kind of a bluish gray. So I will move this aside and I will show you as it's drying. I can just go on and show you the transfer. So I'm using the Form Fresh transfer. So one pattern is this and the other is this one. Okay, so let me take this out and show you the transfer. I'll move this wood sign on the side so that the stencil is dry. So see, this is one sheet that is in italics, Form Fresh. So we will see which one fits better, and that's what we are going to use. And the other one is in two sheets. It's like bold letters, and this says Form and Fresh, right? Form and Fresh. So I can just either use Fresh or Form or the whole thingy. So we will just see which size fits better, and we are going to use that one. Let me see. I can go and give it a light sanding, and then we can go and put on our transfer on this. So it's a chalk paint, and I know it dries faster, though the best way to find out if your paint is dried or not, just put your hands on it, and if it feels cool, it means it hasn't dried. But because I'm on a live, I will just go and start to put the transfer on this. So let's see. We can do just a Form, because I assume the Form and the Fresh are not gonna fit on this piece. And if it does, it will be very congested. So what do you think? Fresh or Form? You can write it and I'll see which ones are popping up first, and I will just start to take that. Is that a stencil? Yes, it's a stencil from Redesign with Prima. And here is the stencil it's a big stencil, this size 15.5 by 28 inches stencil. This is the stencil. Hope this helps. And I'm using the Redesign with Prima stencil and the transfer, and it's pretty thick. Like I showed you, it's really thick stencil, so it's really good to do on your walls, on your furniture, and beautiful pattern. So I am doing a entryway table in a farmhouse style, and I'm using this stencil too. So what do you think? Any suggestions for farm house or fresh? So I think I'm going to do the farm because it just fits in right in the center, and I think it'll kind of look cool. So a transfer comes with a tool like this. It's a wooden tool that comes with each transfer, and there is a separate transfer that Redesign with Prima sells, and it's a very good transfer. It's easier on your fingers and your hand to rub on, so I use this most of the times. So let's go. Let's roll with the application of the transfer. So transfer comes in 2 sheets like this. You slowly take the other side off, and you don't need this. So just move it on the side, and you need only this sheet. So I'm gonna go and align this first. It's not gonna stick unless I press it. So I want it right in the center. So I am just eyeing it and going to put it here, and then I'm gonna press it. So you can see when you're using transfers, what you're supposed to do. So yesterday, one of my friends, she's in Canada, and she did a sunflower piece because she liked a sunflower flower piece I did recently, and she liked that, so she did the same. And when she delivered it to the client's house, what happened is the transfer bubbled and it had a crack, and she had to get those 3 drawers back home and to fix it. So if anything happens, if you didn't take the air bubbles out, like I'll show you when you do the transfers, if you don't press it like this and take the air bubbles out, and if the air bubbles is blocked in here, what will happen is the transfer is gonna crack. So how to fix it? I'll tell you. Just take a tiny bit of paint on your finger of the same color and just rub in the crack. The paint is gonna settle here, and then you can use a Mod Podge or a clear coat to seal it right there. So no one will be able to find out if there was an air pocket there. But try to press it with your finger so that you take all those air pockets, air bubbles out. So you see I'm using this tool and just pressing the transfer nicely on the wood. If you see, this is all white right here, so I know this transfer has gone onto the wood, but the black part is still on my sheet. So what I basically do is I take this corner, let me move this a little bit behind. I lift this corner, and now I'm gonna rub this and keep on looking from this side, so I know my transfer is going right onto the furniture. See, I keep on lifting it very lightly and rubbing from this side, and I know this sheet is coming off clear because I can see from my side. And then I take my finger and I just go and rub it off. Now here is a crack. I can go and press my nail here because I want that crack to be seen. I can take a sanding pad and go and sand over it to give it a distressed look. So you can work around the look you want to. I will probably be distressing this very lightly so that it has a very farmhouse kind of a look. Now you see this? I press it, but it's still on my sheet here. So I will just go and rub it with this tool, and I know it's sticking to the wood now. So I'll show you how easy this tool is. It covers more area when you are rubbing the transfer compared to the wood tool. Your finger holds it like this, like a pen, so it doesn't hurt your arm or your fingers, and it's much easier. So I'm going to lift this up and start rubbing the transfer so it goes onto the wood. I feel that this is much easier way for me to do and much faster compared to just keeping it on rubbing for longer time and hurting my arms. So this really works fine. I can just turn this around and show you how you figure out your transfer is going onto your furniture. So you saw from that side, and I'm going to show you from this side. Okay, so here is the transfer, and you see when you start rubbing, it's going onto the furniture and you're lifting this up. Easy peasy, right? Now this, you know, it's not gone onto the furniture. Do you see this? So I'm going to rub it right here and see, and keep on lifting the sheet so I know the transfer is going right onto the wood. I'm sure you figured out your own way to rub the transfers in an easy way, and this is an easy way for me that I'm sharing with you. I just keep on lifting it and it's easy peasy. So I want to show you how it's coming along. See? Just take your finger all over the transfer, take those air bubbles out, and you know that it's sitting on your piece, and later on when you go and seal it, there will be no air bubbles whatsoever. So I'm gonna be doing the same way so that I finish this and show you how this sign looks like. So I'm not gonna seal it right away, and I don't recommend you sealing the transfers right away. You want it to sit for a few hours before you go and seal your transfers. Okay, so it's done, almost. So I will be sealing it with a clear coat, but you can seal it with any varnish or wax, clear wax, and then you can put on the antique waxes on this. So done. Look, the sheet, it's all clear. So nothing is on my sheet, and I am done with the transfer and the stencil, and I've showed you both the ways how to use a stencil without an adhesive but use a flat brush, and how to use a transfer. So see? And I have those crackled effect on this wood sign, and it just looks so farmhouse. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a sanding pad and sand this whole piece down to take those edges out and make it look worn out, and show these cracks through the farmhouse sign like this. See? Do you see these cracks coming through the transfer? So this is what I'm gonna focus on, and it's ready. Did you have any question that I have to answer? Let me see. Hey, Kara. So I hope you liked the tutorial on how to make a wood sign with Redesign with Prima stencils and transfer, and what tools to use. And a few tips that I wanted to share while doing your stencils is always use a flat tipped brush because it leads to no smudges. And here is a wood sign ready. Okay, so I hope you liked this live and it was informative. And thanks for hanging here and watching. Yes, you must try the lace stencil. I had my whole wall painted in the lace stencil, and I changed it recently. I went for a solid orange color, but this is what I wanted to share with you guys, something nice and unique, and something that you can make for your own home on an easy peasy. And you have to know, what is this? Any guesses? What is this? I haven't bought this piece of wood. It is a wood from one of the cabinets, one of the cabinets that I didn't need. So I took that shelf out, I sanded it with a 320 grit, and then 80 and a 220 grit. And once it was smooth, I just went over and made this wood sign. So it's a shelf, it's a cabinet shelf that I didn't need, and I turned it into a wood sign. So I just go and put some latch here and hang it on the wall, right? So thank you so much, guys, for hanging around and watching this live today. So take care. Bye-bye.